There I am. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, it still seems very dark. Alrighty. Where am I? There I am. Alright, hello. It still seems really dark. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Archangel Michael Day. Woo. Who knew? I mean, you know, a lot of people. So, Happy New Year. Happy first quarter moon. It is a lovely day. There is a tropical storm moving up the coast of Florida. And all is well. It's not super sunny, but it's actually fairly sunny. It's little bands come through with hurricanes. You get these outer bands, so it'll kind of rain, and then it'll stop, and then it'll be sunny, and then it'll rain, and, you know, blah, blah. So anyway, we are in the first quarter of the moon. There is lots of wonderful things that are going on in the universe. It feels like, so a while ago we talked about the stagnation, that there was this stagnation going on, and that we were all kind of stuck. It felt like things weren't moving forward. It felt like, you know, there was just this sort of gridlock in universal, environmental, astrological, something kind of gridlock. And then it also felt like there was some traveling hiccups, that as people were continuing to try and push and go forward, there was some traveling hiccups. And I gotta say, it's starting to feel like things are clearing. This was a powerful new moon that we're in right now. We are still in the very first quarter. The first quarter is actually officially this evening, East Coast time. And so we have, we have things that are starting to shift, which is good. I'm trying to make this be more like, this isn't being so good. No. Oh, maybe that's better. Okay, hello. So it seems like finally we're seeing some things are moving, which is very encouraging, right? So there's been things that have been sort of like, like things were going forward, but they weren't going forward smoothly. They were going forward, they weren't, like there was hiccups. Things weren't just like zooming, and it feels like we were going forward, but through the molasses. And now it feels like things are going forward, which is very nice. So it's starting to go forward. I know that there is, stuff going on in, the government of every country on the planet. Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? And what I want to say to, hi Artak, it's great to see you. Hi, don't worry. So, what I want to say is, as things are starting to go forward, okay, it's important that we are still allowing things to develop and unfold. And as we see that there is a lot of news, right? There's a lot of, you always hear me saying about how it's loud out there. It's loud out there, but there's a lot of deadlines and a lot of things coming to a head in different, political situations, etc. The universe and astrology and the moon is trying to help us to go forward. So as we're in this period of time right now, it's really important that we stay in the zone, that we stay in our lane, okay? Yes, there's stuff that's going on. Yes, pay attention if that serves you. But if it doesn't, and even if it does, stay in your lane. Okay, this is really important. It's important that we are keeping our eye on the things we can control and letting go of the things that we cannot as we continue to go forward, okay? Because it does feel like we've been wading through this mud, and now we're coming to this place where the mud is thinning, the water is getting shallower, and we're able to start walking forward with more ease. And it's very important that as we do this, we're not looking around going, ooh, shiny. Ooh, I'm out of the mud. Let me go over there. Ooh, let me go. No, no, no. Stay in the zone, in the lane that you were in when you entered the mud, okay? If you've ever traveled in a big city with a big tunnel, like New York or Los Angeles, they have these big tunnels. And all the signs will tell you, when you go in the tunnel, you stay in your lane. You should come out of the tunnel in the same lane that you went into the tunnel in. Do not change lanes in the tunnel. And so this is what I'm saying to you. Right now, it seems like a lot of things are starting to finally loosen up, to have a grip, to be released, and for people and things to start going forward. And that's fantastic. Like, we're able to have a breath. Now, I know that it is incongruous with what is going on in the boots on the ground, reality of a situation, and all the things that are things we don't control, okay? As much as wow, okay, you're traveling, that's exciting. I know you don't do that. Well, yay, congratulations. Right now, there's all kinds of stuff that is showing us, well, the reality of the situation is, okay, and there's a lot of things that are happening, but the reality of the situation is we don't have control over whether the government avoids a shutdown in this country. We don't have control over whether Israel and Gaza will come to an agreement. We don't have control over whether or not there's going to be, gun control laws or mental health assistance for, things that are, the multiple shootings that are going on. We don't have control over a lot of these things. And so we can come out of the mud and be like, oh, scared, or in a stress or panicked or whatever, or we can say, I'm going to stay in my lane because I cannot have a direct impact on whatever that is. That's up to our lawmakers, that's up to our congresspeople, our local leadership. That's up to us to be smart when we go places, that we're not going, hey, try not to, walk downtown and alone in the middle of the night, just being smart. But it's important that we're staying in our lane. We're letting go of the things we cannot control. That does not mean we're not paying attention, we're not letting it rule our lives, but at the same time, we are sending out, at least I am, positive vibes, positive energies to the universe and to the people involved to say, please help these things come to a resolution that works most beneficially for all involved. Because in all reality, that is all we can do. And then we stay in our lane and we say, okay, I am coming out of the mud, and what was I doing before I got in the mud where I felt like I was stuck? And that's what we want to pick up. That's the thing you've been carrying with you all this time, sometimes like this, to keep it out of the mud, okay? We've been carrying these things hoping there's going to be a break, hoping there was going to be a moment where we could say, oh, I don't have to carry this anymore. And so as we are coming out of the mud, it's important that we're taking these things down, and we say, okay, we can put this down and not have to get mud all over it. Is this still what I want? Is this still where I'm going? Is this still important to me? How am I going forward, keeping my eye on the ball that is relevant to me, my family, and my spiritual beliefs, okay? Because that's really where we are, okay? Right now, there's some shifting and some shuffling and stuff that is happening on a global leadership level that is not stuff, while we can make our voices heard and we can give, our opinions and our thoughts to our leaders and our lawmakers, there is not a whole lot else right now. If you want to be part of a protest, please be safe. If you want to be part of a march, please be safe. Excited for October is Pride Month, so we love going to the Pride events. It's always a lot of fun. Whatever it is, wherever and however you choose to stand up or be counted or be involved, is totally up to you, and I fully support all of it, only if it is uplifting to you and it is not shifting you away from your either personal priorities or goals, or it is not something that is going to cause you harm, strife, things like that. I know there's more protests that are going on everywhere all the time. You could certainly find ways to be involved if that was your choice, but it is really important that we understand from the larger picture that there is a shift that is going on a planetary level, that a lot of which has nothing to do with we folk down here on the ground, connected to Gaia, to Mother Earth, and that it's important for us to continue doing the things that are expanding and uplifting our energies so that we are raising our vibration, raising the vibration of those around us, so that we are helping to bring about the positive change that our society is so desperately trying to grasp at, okay? So by staying in our lane and continuing to build and work towards the things that are positive and exciting for us, we are continuing to raise our vibrations, expand our vibrations, and by proximity, lift the vibrations of those who are attracted to our vibe and who are attracted to that resonance that vibrate with us, and we are creating more and more, okay? So the mud is starting to thin, and this is the time for us to be looking around and go, you know, I'm going to get in motion. Where am I going? What am I doing? What was it I was trying to do before I stepped into this mud pit? Okay, where was I trying to go before it seemed like the universe pumped the brakes on me? Okay, so this is a little personal reflection. Now, we are still just a biscuit shy of that first quarter of the moon, because the first quarter of the moon is technically around 7:30 tonight Eastern time. So if you have not set some intentions or figured out a plan of how you want to go forward for this moon cycle, it is not too late, because we are still in that first quarter. Okay, we're not going to really hit that, and then 8 o'clock we start to move towards the second quarter, which takes us to the full moon. So there is still time. Okay, so this is really a moment to start thinking about what is it, where is it, and how am I getting there? Okay, with us. I mean, you just can't. So here is the Kyle Gray Archangel cards, because it's Archangel Michael Day, so got to have our Archangel card. And so this is Gabrielle, Divine Emergence. I mean, you seriously cannot make this stuff up. This is Divine Emergence. It says it's time to be seen. Don't be afraid of your power and your gifts. Divine Emergence. I mean, really. Hello. I mean, it's just incredible how they do that, and I love that. So, all right, we're going to grab our soul coaching cards. These I introduced last time. I was very excited about these. Denise Lynn, who I absolutely love, and Denise Lynn's family actually has a connection here to Central Florida, which always makes me smile. And we're going to do some cards with Denise Lynn's soul coaching. So these I find to be absolutely beautiful. I am loving working with them. With what's going on in, as a personal card pull for me for the day. It's really, it's just, these are beautiful cards. And I gotta say, the picture on the back also, and I don't really know if this goes right side up or upside down, or I don't know. I think it could go either way, but the picture is so beautiful. That's the back. That's the back. All right, so let's see what's going on. What do we need to know? Also, I want to make sure we pick our Malachim cards as well. So, okay, so this, it's got to go this way because the card is right side up on the other side. It says impeccability, card number 28, which is 10. Okay, 10 tells us that we have come to the end of that chapter, right? We are moving out of the mud, exactly what we were just talking about. Impeccability. This means we need to be impeccable with our words, our actions, and our deeds. And impeccability does not mean we need to be perfect, okay? Impeccability is a reminder to stay in our lane. Mind your business. Be a person of your word. Be of integrity. Be accountable. Be who and what you said you were going to be. So impeccability isn't about being perfect, okay? It's about being authentic, okay? And so you have this gorgeous picture of this beautiful book of knowledge, this beautiful book of wisdom that is in this gorgeous, majestic library, okay? And so you have all of these gorgeous pictures. These cards are they're just stunning to me. But impeccability reminds us to be authentic, okay? It's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic, okay? So what else do we need to know about what's going on for us right now as a collective? And so this is enthusiasm. This card is enthusiasm. This card is 18. Now we just had 28. 2 and 8 is 10. This is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Okay. Now both of these cards have the 8s in them, which is the infinity symbol. It's Archie the mailman rang my doorbell. All right. So this is beautiful, gorgeous butterflies. Hey, it's Archie. He's gone. Okay, he dropped the mail. He left. We're good. My dogs are losing their minds because my mailman rang the door. Okay, so this is the beautiful, gorgeous butterflies, and this is enthusiasm. And again, we have, this is 19, and the other card was 9, and the other card was 10. So this is, I know, right? This library is like right out of Beauty and the Beast. It's gorgeous. But this is really about being excited again. Okay, we're free. The mud is loosening. We're moving out of the mud. We're moving forward. Let's go. Party. We're ready to go. And the more excitement we can bring to that situation, the more excitement we are sharing with the universe. Remember, if you followed my Unspooling Your DNA, our emotions have so much to do with how we are communicating and manifesting with the universe, right? If we are like, all right, I'm still slogging, I'm getting through that mud, and I'm like, I hope, I wish, I pray, then the universe is like, our DNA squishes up, and the universe is like, hey, I can't help you because the sound and the signal you're sending to me in the universe is like, squeak. And the universe says, no, let's turn up the colors, let's turn up the volume, let's get the party started. Okay, we get the party started, and we are going to stay in the joy, the enthusiasm. Huzzah! The mud has lifted. We are going forward. This is where I want to go. Let's go. Foot on the gas. Time to go. And the universe, we get excited. We get filled with joy, hope, belief. Our DNA unspools, and the universe is like, oh, I hear that party song. Let's go. I hear that, I sound my barbaric yop to the world, right? And so this is what they're talking about. Now remember, both of these cards, 28 and 18, both of them have the 8, which is the infinity symbol. Thank you so much, Chris, my darling. I appreciate it. Both of them have the infinity symbol, which is telling you time is on your side. You have plenty of time. You don't need to rush. You don't need to panic. You don't need to stress. You just need to go. We just get to go. Right now, we get to go. And so what hiccups do we need to worry about or be aware of as we start to go forward? And this is the voyage. And so we have, again, stunning cards, beautiful ship, looks like straight out of Narnia. And this is 51. Okay, so our numbers are going down, which tells us we're getting to the beginning of a new chapter, beginning of a new adventure. Hello. Okay, this is the voyage. It's the voyage of our soul. The voyage tells us that it is important that we understand this is not an overnight sensation. This is not an overnight success. You know that saying it takes 10 years to be an overnight success? This is what the voyage card reminds us. We have the ship loaded. The sails are at full. Look, they're full of wind. But this is not a sprint. It is a marathon. We are going forward. And so the card is telling us, this is 51. 5 tells us, halfway turning point. 5 and 1 is 6. 6 tells us there's a new direction, okay? We're coming around. 6 also tells us that we're learning things, we're seeing things of lessons we've learned before. This is the opportunity for us to put into practice the lessons we've learned before when we come back around to something we've seen before, where we are seeing it from a different perspective. And the voyage card says, be aware. Yes, it's time to go, but this is still a voyage. It is not a sprint. It is not a flight, like a regional hop flight from, I can fly from Orlando to Atlanta, and it's like an hour. Whoop, whoop, that's it. They have enough time to come through and give you, a drink and a bag of pretzels, then that's it, okay? It is a, commuter flight. It is not a cross-country flight to Los Angeles, okay? The voyage is telling us this is a cross-country flight to Los Angeles. It is a journey that we are on, that we are embarking on. Puddle jumpers, thank you. Yes, exactly. I couldn't think of it. So we are on the journey. And so as we are freed from the mud and we're going forward and we're turning up the volume on the music and the party, it is important that we understand it is still the journey. It is not the puddle jumper. Okay? Perfect. And Chris has shared the Walt Whitman quote, the official quote from the Barbaric Yop. And I know all of us, we tend to think of the amazing Robin Williams, right, in the Dead Poets Society. Such an incredible thing. All right, so what is one more thing we always try to ask? I want to know what is the outcome we can hope for from this. So I know we usually pick 3 cards. Today we're going to do a 4th. So what is the outcome that we can hope for with this? And so this is card 33. It's love. The card is love. It is love. It is absolutely gorgeous. The card is love. Okay. 33, you all know, I love 3 because it tells us there's that unfolding, there's more to the story, there's more that's going to be revealed. And so here is 33 that says love. What this means, we're going to love our life, we're going to love the journey, we're going to love the excitement, we're going to love the voyage, we're going to love all of it. And when we stay in love, because now we have 33. 33 gives us 6, right? We just talked about 6. But when we stay in the place of love and gratitude, our DNA stays unspooled. We're communicating and manifesting with the universe. We are creating our destiny. So we have a much better opportunity and potential of success when we are staying in that place of love. So if you haven't seen it, and I'm going to tell this story really fast because I know we didn't meet last week because of the Jewish holy days, the Jewish New Year of Rosh Hashanah. So I had been in New Jersey. I did make this into a video and because I just was so incredibly stunned by the synchronicity of it all and of the proof of what we talk about here. And I always try to be very transparent. So I went to New Jersey. I landed at LaGuardia in New York, and I was going to just get a Lyft or an Uber to go up to New Jersey. The prices were like $130, $150, and I thought, that's crazy. I'm going to pay that coming back. That's like $300. I could just rent a car. I said, great, I'm just going to rent a car. I rented the car. I get the car, it's like $200, terrific, no problem. I get in the car, now it's taken so long, it's kind of rush hour, it takes me a little longer to get to New Jersey. Okay, no problem. I check in the hotel, I get a little, take a breath, I go and I get to, there's a Thai restaurant there that I love. The food is fantastic. I go pick up some food. I'm a little tired as I'm driving over there. Okay, fine. I pull, I park, I pick up my food. I'm walking back to my car, and I look at the back of the car, and I realize, son of a gun, there is damage to the back of the car that I did not notice when I picked it up because it took so long. I was so like, let me just get in the car and get on the road. It took so long. So I looked at them like, there's damage to the back of the car. I did not notice. And now I'm thinking, now I'm upset. Now I'm like, great. Now I'm going to have to deal with this when I get back to LaGuardia. I don't want to have to deal with this for my flight. I don't want to have to pay for damage that's not mine. I don't know what is going on with this, and this is making me very unhappy. And I'm thinking, how am I going to get out of this universe? How am I going to get out of this car? I don't want to deal with this. Please, I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that something, you all are going to figure it out. So that was my last thought before I went to bed because I was really very unhappy. And I said, you know what? I got to let go of this. I'm here to work, and I'm going to have a wonderful time seeing my friends. And I'm leaving it to you all. I just figure out, please help me figure out how to get out of this car. I want to tell you, it is not even 1/4 of a mile from the hotel to the church I was working at, and I got pulled over by a police officer. So if you haven't seen the video, it's freaking hilarious. So I get pulled over by this police officer here. He was perfectly nice, and he said, do you know why I pulled you over? License and registration. I said, it's not my car. It's a rental car. I don't know why you pulled me over. I don't have a registration, but here's my license, here's my insurance, and here's the email of the rental. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, your license, the tags on the car are expired. This is September, mid-September. The car expired, the tag expired in July. And I'm like, and he's like, oh, and you're missing this inspection. And so the car's not legal to drive in New Jersey, even though I told them when they said, where are you going? When I picked it up, I said, I'm going to New Jersey. So the car is not legal to drive. And I said, he's like, oh, I could, tow it. I'm like, have it. And the whole time I'm laughing because it's like ridiculous. And I said, you could tow it. I said, I just need a ride. I'm going 2 blocks. And literally it was 3 more blocks where I was going. He's like, oh, I would totally take you. He was so nice. He's like, look, I'm writing 2 tickets for the rental company. They're not for you. You didn't do anything. There's nothing you need to do. There's no effect on you. Your name's not even on them. Leave them in the car, whatever. I said, should I have them come pick this car up? I'm like, I don't want to drive it. And so he's like, yeah, I would. So I call a rental car. They come and pick up the car. They don't have another car to give me. They are refunding my money. That's still to be seen, but they're supposed to be refunding my money. And on my way home on Sunday, the Uber in the car back, such a pleasant ride. The guy was terrific. It was $85. So, the universe will help us when we let them. Did I want to get pulled over by the police? No, I didn't. Did I want to have to deal with all that stuff? No, I didn't. But it really wasn't, everyone was nice. It was not a big deal. And, I have confidence that the credit card is going to work it out with the rental car company because I've already told the credit card I'm not paying for this. So I know it's going to get worked out. I don't need to be upset. I'm not upset. But I was laughing the whole time. And the officer said to me, he goes, you seem really like not upset. I'm like, well, I'm not thrilled, but the thing is that I felt really uncomfortable in this car and I really wanted to get out of it, and now you're pulling me over and telling me I can't drive this car. And I'm like, the universe is weird. And he's like, that's true. So I went on my way, and that's the story. But I just think it's so funny because when we give it to the universe with a complete and total belief that they are going to work it out, and the problem is we have to be patient. We have to be patient. Now, for me, it happened first thing the next morning. I didn't have to be patient for long. But I'm watching my son, who is got a job, and then he got another job, and and so things are happening and developing, and the universe is working for him. But it's hard to be patient because we see something and we say, oh, this is a good next move, but then we see something else and we see our next stepping stone, and it's hard to be patient. And so the biggest thing for us to remember is to stay in our lane, stay in that place of love, joy, gratitude, and total belief that whatever it is that is going on, even in the mud, it is working for our benefit. So some of y'all, I may have talked about the grass. So we had gotten a new drain field in the front yard in July. And it's taken so long to do the other things that we've done in the yard. We got a new bed put in with bricks, and we've got plants. We finally got plants. We got the trees trimmed. We're getting the driveway fixed. All these things have taken so long that now the grass has grown in by itself. And now rather than spending $5,000 on new grass, the grass just did it by itself while we were going along with all the stuff. So the universe is always conspiring for our benefit when we can lean into that says, I know you all are working it out for my highest and best good, and I am trusting you that whatever it is going to be okay because you're on my side. And the worst thing that we do when something goes sideways is we say, God, the universe is trying to, out to get me, which is the biggest lie we can say. The universe is never out to get us. The universe is protecting us. The universe is trying to help us every single day. And the more we can lean into that to say, I don't know how you guys are going to work it out, but I really trust that you're going to. Because either, one of two things was going to happen. Either so I get pulled over. They were either going to replace the car, or, because now they took the car. So any damage that's reported on the car, that is not me because I wasn't even driving it. Okay? Or they were going to create the situation that when I drove the car back to New York City, that they were going to say, great, thanks for the car, see you, bye. Either things was going to be fine. But I fully believed that they were going to handle it. Okay? That's the difference. And as we go forward, now that we're out of this mud, and the cards are telling us we're out of the mud, go forward with joy. Whatever's going on in the headlines, in the news, okay, it's important, but it's not essential. And there's a real difference between the things that are important and the things that are essential. Okay, when I was still a director with Mary Kay, I had several files on my desk, said, this is essential. That means it has to happen today. This is important, which means I got to pay attention to it after I handle what's essential. Okay, and the other thing is to hand off, delegate was the other file, and the other file was to read, which meant when I ever got to it. And that could be whoever or whenever. Sharon can tell you she was so gracious to send me a copy of a video of a lecture she did on reincarnation. It was fascinating information. And I told her right up front, I said, listen, it's going to take me several weeks to get to this and get back to you, but I absolutely will. And I think it probably took 3 weeks. And I apologize, but it went in the README file because it wasn't essential and it wasn't important, though I did really want to participate in it. I put it in the README file. And so as we go forward, it is really important that we are being able to delegate and designate what is essential and what is important, okay? The essential stuff is what do you need to do today to help you move closer to your goal? And the first thing that should start with is love. And then everything else becomes important after that. So if it is not taking you closer to your goal, your family, your spirituality, then it is important. It is not essential. Okay? Your health, your welfare, your safety, your family, your goal, your spirituality, spiritual growth, those are the essentials. Everything else is important. Okay? So as we go forward, let's stay in our lane and let's make sure we're keeping our eye on the right thing. All right. These cards are absolutely stunning, aren't they? They are just incredible. So let's get some of these cards going for you all. Okay? Let's get some for you all. I understand we don't have a ton of people today, and that is okay. That means we get through everybody quick. So if you are ready for a card, go ahead and put that in the comments for me. You know, I'm always trying to be, I teach. It's me. We don't go up to somebody and say, hey, I have to tell you something. We ask. Say we open an opportunity and say, would you like to know something? Okay. If people want to know, if people want the card, which is why I ask you, I do not believe personally in mental trespassing. Okay. When I come into someone else's energy, I feel like it's really important that we are not mental trespassing. Okay. All right. So I see my friend Brenda on Instagram. We always start on Facebook. I'm going to start on Instagram today. So my friend Brenda, remember, all you have to do is have your question in mind, okay? And if you've already put it in the comments, you only need to do it once, okay? We go in the order of the comments that I see, not necessarily what you see. But if you have your question in mind, the card to know. Clearly the card to know, okay? So Brenda, this card is gratitude, and it's 26, which is the 8. And you heard me talk about the 8 before, okay, of that infinity symbol that says, listen, stay in that place of gratitude for yourself. But look at her. Look at how she's looking up. She's looking up to the sky. She's looking up to the light. She is literally surrounded and bathed in the light. They're reminding you to be reconnected to your faith, whatever that is, to stay in that place of love and gratitude, to literally have this belief as if the thing that I just finished saying was really directed for you. I know it was for everybody. But this is this reminder that says, listen, stay in that place of love and gratitude. If you can be grateful even for the gugh, you will move forward in the most beautiful, authentic, and right way for you. Okay? So this says, listen, look up for help because help is there. We're here. The angels, the guides, the spirits, the loved ones, they're here to help you. Don't feel like you've got to do it all yourself, right? I always talk about we've got to lean into the universe and trust the universe, and I lean to the side because I don't know how to lean up, okay? So we lean to the side. But the truth is, this is the thing. We're looking up, okay? I'm saying to them, hello, I need your help. Please help me. I believe you're going to help me. I trust you're going to help me. Thank you for helping me. Thank you. Always I say thank you before they've even done anything. Thank you for helping me. Okay? So this is the thing. And this is one more thing about gratitude that's for everyone. We say thank you before the thing has even happened. Okay? We say thank you before the thing has even happened because we give it up to them. If we are waiting to say thank you after the thing has happened, then we're not sure it's going to happen. Okay, absolutely, we say thank you after. Okay, we always are saying thank you. But when I say, I'm giving this up to you and I'm trusting that you all are going to handle this car situation, thank you for all you are doing for me, that are working on my behalf where I can see it or I can't see it. Thank you for all you are doing to handle this situation the way I can see it or some other way that is better. Thank you for helping me. I give it up. I let it go. Okay? And then after they handle it, and I pull away from the police officer, and I drove 2 blocks to the church and left the car there with the keys in it, and I said, thank you! So we're always saying thank you. Thank you comes first. Thank you comes last. Thank you comes every step along the way in the middle. Okay? So, I love you and I miss you. Mwah! Okay. You are welcome. All right. So let's come back over to Facebook. We have some folks who are hiding because it says I have 4 viewers, but more than 4 people have asked for a card. All right, we're going to start with Miss Sharon. Sharon. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe 4. All right, so Sharon has a card. The card for Sharon is power. Oh, I love this. Look at this gorgeous picture of this elephant. Power. But look how much starlight he is surrounded by. Power. Okay, this is power that says, this is card number 40. Now, we've talked about 4, right? Supported, 4 legs of the chair or the table. Elephants are strong. They are smart. They don't forget. And he is being led by the stars here. Okay? So, Sharon, this is about stepping into your power, stepping into your greatness, allowing yourself permission to lead. You can see he is the lead elephant. And elephants also like they're stepping forward carefully, but he knows his confidence and he knows his ability to go forward. So this card is telling you, Sharon, that you are fully supported in your steps forward to step into your power, step into your leadership, step into your greatness, okay? You don't have to forget. Don't forget the little guys. Don't forget the people who helped you along the way, okay? But stepping into your power, okay? This is the time to step into yourself. And I have seen you be doing that, and I love that for you. So just keep going, okay? The sky does look very 3D. The sky does look very 3D. I'm telling you, these cards are so gorgeous. Oh, that's incredible. So beautiful, these paintings. All right, so we had Sharon. We're going to do Kimmy. Kimmy, this is transformation. This is 49. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Okay, so transformation, Kimmy. So this card also incredibly gorgeous. Look at the butterfly, right, coming out of the butterfly, and she is also just completely aglow. But this card is a 4, okay? It says 49, but 4 and 9 is 13, and then 1 and 3 is 4, okay? So this is, again, a card of full support. So Kimmy, as you are going forward and moving into new spaces and into new responsibility, this says you are growing. You are transforming into something else. You are growing into new directions, and it is really important that you are allowing this transformation to happen so that you are coming into your fullness, your full glow, your full power, okay? And knowing that this card is the 4 card, even though it's a 49 with numerology comes into 4, that tells us fully supported in your journey, Kimmy. So 4 legs of the chair, 4 legs of the, wrong fingers, 4 legs of the chair, 4 legs of the table. Okay, so this is really telling you that it is time for you and allowing the things that are going on, even if they're not necessarily making full sense right now. Part of that is we've got to shift all that stuff around and move things into the right, way that sometimes we've got to make a big mess before we can clean it up. So just trust as things are moving forward, Kimmy. If it feels a little messy and jumbled right now, there's a method to the madness that's going on in the universe that is helping you to step into your next phases. So just trust that process, okay? Because you're coming into a place of power and leadership too that's going to be just like Sharon. Well, power and leadership, your journey is very different, but your journey, there really is something about helping people that's involved in that for you as well. So you are going to show others the way. This is really, really, this card makes me so smiley right now. This card makes me so smiley. You are very welcome. So if you are already in the allowing of it, consider this card as a full-on confirmation, okay? A full-on confirmation of what's happening. So, yay. Okay. All right. Let's go. Ellen. Ellen was next. Okay. Ellen, this card is playfulness. Playfulness. Okay. We have playfulness. So this is card number 38. So 8, 9, 10, 11 is 2. Okay, so Ellen, this card is about partnership, it's about collaboration, it is about joy, and it is about staying in that place of love and gratitude as we collaborate and have a partnership. But this card is playfulness. It says, hey, listen, we're looking to collaborate with the universe, we're looking to collaborate with each other, okay, because this is giving you the 2 card, right? Because even it's 38, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. This is a partnership card. So this is about looking at your current partner, whether that's a work partner or a life partner, and finding the joy in it, because that is going to elevate both of you, and that's going to elevate what's going on around you. You have the ability, we've talked about cavitation before, where you have the ability to raise your vibration, and by proximity and osmosis to raise the vibration of those that are around you. So Ellen, this is talking about bringing that joy back into collaboration and reminding yourself that we don't have to take everything so seriously, just letting things continue to unfold. And sometimes you've got to just find the silliness in the situation. So my husband and I were driving back from kayaking yesterday at the river with the manatees, and he's like, hey, let's remember to go to the store and pick up the stuff that we need on the way home. And I said, yeah, absolutely. And it's an easy exit to miss as you're coming through downtown Orlando. And so we were driving, and I saw the sign, and it's coming up, and I said, to the right! And he's like, okay, and then it was like a mile, right? And so it's like a half a mile, I'm like, to the right! And he's like, okay. And then we get there, and I'm like, to the right! And but it was just about allowing the silliness. I could have very easily said, hey, there's the exit. Allow ourselves to lighten up because there's a lot of heavy stuff that's going on. So we're allowing ourselves permission to lighten up, and we're allowing ourselves to bring some silly back in. Okay, that's important. It's going to be important for that higher vibrations. Okay, so that's Ellen. Allow a little silliness. All right, man, my friend Chris Judd. All right. Nope, I didn't skip you. You were after Ellen. All right. So we have Chris Judd. What's going on for Chris Judd? And this is, ooh, I like this. This is leadership. This is 31. 3 and 1 is 4. Okay. This is leadership. Look at this gorgeous sunset with the lighthouse. Lighthouse. Now, I do like to follow Jess Ekstrom. She's a young woman who's a professional speaker. She started a company when she was in college called Headbands of Hope, giving headbands for kids dealing with cancer. And the deal was, it was one of the first of the buy one, give one partnerships. That if you bought a headband, they would donate a headband to a kid in a hospital that had cancer. So this company took off. They ended up to be in Claire's and department stores, and they were able to put Headbands of Hope in every children's hospital in the country and several others around the world. Okay. She transitioned, and she, has a book called Chasing the Bright Side. She wrote her story. It is a fabulous story. And then she had become a speaker telling the story of Headbands for Hope. And now she teaches women how to be speakers, professional speakers, and how to write their story, how to do their, online stuff. And she is a real leader of teaching women to step into their power. One of the things that she talks about, and she did a TEDx about this, is about being a lighthouse versus a spotlight. And I love this because it is the perfect analogy for my friend Chris in leadership. When we are a spotlight leader, it's about me, spotlight, me, look how great I am, me. When we are a lighthouse leadership, we are shining the light on others. Look at you. Look how fabulous you are. Look how good you're doing. Look what can we do to help you? How can we grow you? Okay, and this is the kind of person that Chris Judd is. And so having this as a leadership card, and this card is 31 for full support from the universe that says, and when I say full support from the universe, understand that that also includes the loved ones, the angels, the guides, the spirits, the spirit animals, and our deceased loved ones. Okay, that is full support from the universe, which means everyone who's up there, who's got our back, our spirit teams. Okay? And so, Chris, this is encouraging you to really continue going in the direction that you're going in, because this is your lighthouse moment. Okay? And I see you already stepping into that. This is a real confirmation that says, please keep going. Please keep moving. Please keep going in this direction. And it is really like the mud is clearing. It is time to go. Okay? So this is a really beautiful card. And I love that this is a cloudy day, but the lighthouse is shining in the clouds. Okay? The lighthouse is being the light in the darkness to help others find their way. And that is perfect card for you. Now, since I know you personally for many, many years, I'm going to say, and stop crying because I know you, this is your confirmation card. Okay? All right, let me jump back over to Instagram because I saw my friend Fatima that got in here a little bit late, and so she had also requested a card. So let me jump back over here. This card is Courage, and this, okay, so we're seeing a lot of 4s and 8s today. I hope you all are paying attention. There's a lot of 4s and 8s today because this card is 13, which is 4, which we've been talking about. This is the Courage card. This is the Courage card that says, hey, look, it's going to be a journey. We saw the Voyage card before, right in the beginning. We saw the Voyage card. So this is Courage that says that this is, I see that, I'm going to read it in a second, that this is the Courage card that says you keep going, you be you, step forward and know that you're going in the right direction. It might not be so easy, but you are going in the right direction, and it is so important that you stay the course. He is still going. This is not a guy that's bailing. This is not a guy that is looking back. He doesn't have a map or a telescope or anything like that. He is holding his stick. I don't know what that is. Fishing rod? I don't know. But he's holding his stick, and he is like, we are going forward. Okay? He's facing into the light. He might be facing into the storm as well with the lightning that's here, but look over here, it's light. Okay? So he's going to choose, hopefully, he's going to go towards the light, not in the dying kind of way, but he is stepping forward in full faith that he is being supported. And so, Fatima, this is the courage card for you, okay? Stepping forward in full faith. Chris says, I'm in tears now. My question was, should I do this thing or should I do a different thing? And now I know you know me, I'm in tears. So I'm taking this as a confirmation that you should be doing this thing. So, hello. I don't think anybody would question the message of that particular card. So let's pull one more for everybody just as the collective. I always like to have one that ties it all together. And this is the wisdom card. This is the wisdom card. The wisdom card, we have the beautiful owl. The wisdom card is a 52, which is 52? Yeah, 52, which is 7, which tells us it's a change in direction. But when we look at 52, it is not, when we look at 7, we see the change in direction, but it is not like this. Like it's like, okay, it is not a crash, it is not skidding around the bend. Okay, the 7 card is a change in direction, a gentle slope, a change in direction that says, hey, we're moving forward, we're moving in a different way, we're moving in a way that maybe we didn't anticipate, or maybe it doesn't look like what we thought or expected when we drew it out on the paper. This is why we say to the universe, this or something more. You're very welcome, my friend. This is why we say to the universe, this or something more, because we may need excuse me, we may need to change direction. We may need to have something else. We may need to have some other understanding in order to go forward. That's wisdom. Wisdom to know the difference. The things I to understand and accept, the things I can change, and release the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. So the wisdom says, if I can't go through, we used to say in Mary Kay, I'm going to go over, around, and over, and under, and around, or through any obstacle that comes my way. Okay, but let's say a better way is to say, thank you, a better way is to say, I'm going to go over, around, and through, and with the universe in collaboration for what it is to get through this obstacle in collaboration. Because I have the wisdom to know that I can barrel my way through it, but that's not necessarily going to be the right move. And if I can work in collaboration with the divine, then I have much better opportunity for success, because now I don't have to bulldoze through something. I have the wisdom to say, I'm going to allow the path to be opened for me, because that is what they're going to do. Okay? So we have the wisdom card. And again, this card is 52, which is 7, so we have this gentle change in direction. Okay? All right, and that is where we will leave it for today. I will see you next Monday. I am looking forward to being back with you next week again. The Infinite Possibilities 3-week class is coming up very soon. It's going to start on October 8th. Please do get your tickets. I kept this class small, so there wasn't going to be a ton of people, so I think there's about 20 seats in there. So please do make sure that you get your ticket to the Infinite Possibilities class. This is going to be really a lot of fun, and this is all about collaborating with the universe. This is all about working together with the divine. So if you're not sure how to do that, this class is going to be 3 Tuesdays in a row to help you to break through some of those pre-programmed mindset things that we have from living life on this planet, to help us think in a new way about working with the divine. So don't miss it. Please come and join me. You know, if you're working with me, it's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great week. Always know, excuse me, little lingers of the allergies. Always know how very much you are loved. See you soon.